All right, everyone. So we have done quite a bit in this course so far. We have our model, we have our web page that can start doing auto inference and saving it and adding it to Firestore for us. The next thing that we need to do now is create a cloud function to whenever an object is detected, we need to start saving all these things. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to go to functions and go to your index. The other thing we need to do is we need to install some dependencies. So go ahead and cd into your functions folder. Once in there, let's go ahead and do npm. Let's quickly look at what we have. So right now, our functions, Cloud Functions is just like it's just a node server that actually runs Express, I believe. So what you're gonna do is, this is what's going on in here. We have functions, Cloud Functions. This is what node version we're running. So if you need to change that, these are the dependencies. So we can add dependencies just like we normally would. And that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do npm install --save, and we're gonna install at Google Cloud AutoML. That's gonna be the first one. We have a few more to install as well, so we'll do npm install --save Google Cloud Firestore, and then do Google Cloud Storage, and let's add cores, and then we have Firebase admin and functions already, so we should be good there. So go ahead and hit enter, and it'll install those dependencies that we need. Okay, excellent. All right, so let's get right back into it. We're at our index.js page, and let's go ahead and add dependencies and start setting up our project. So first I'm going to lay out some kind of things. We're going to first configure our project, and so that is going to be and our project name. Let's go ahead and open. So we have our Firebase project here, and what we actually want to do is open up your Google Cloud Console, and this is where you're going to really find your project. So I've been in this one called My Course Project, but really the ID is over here. My Course Project, whatever this is here. So I'm going to copy that, go back to my code, and I'm going to paste in my guy here, but realistically, you should put your own. Then the next thing we're going to do is project region. Which is going to be equal to US Central 1. Now you should put wherever your project is stored. However, I will tell you, if you want to do AutoML or machine learning, it has to be in US Central 1. So if your project is not in US Central 1, you're going to have a bad time. The data set is going to be equal to, and this is, again, I like the double quotes. Let's go find our data set. So here we are. Let's scroll down, down, down. Vision, data sets. If you haven't enabled your API, make sure it's enabled. Great, get started. Let's create a new data set. This will be a classification one. So like this will be our animal classification. Single label. And this time we're not actually gonna upload it. We're just gonna go straight to images and voila. So what we're gonna do in here is we need to go back to data sets, and this is the ID. So grab your ID. Let's go back to our code and drop in our data set ID. Okay. Excellent. Now we can go const bucket prefix. And this is going to be what is our bucket called. So this will be called animals. And then what labels do we have? Well, we will have one for dog, one for cat, and what other animal should we try to recognize? Maybe we'll do dog and cat for right now. Great. Now let's keep moving on. Let's have a model name. This should be equal to our bucket prefix. And then we'll have a new date which will get time. Excellent. Let's keep going. The number of labels so what this is saying first is what is our model name, then what are our number, how many labels do we have? In our case, we'll have 2 labels. So if you want to add more, keep adding more. If you don't, you don't have to. Then we'll have an image threshold, which will equal to 10. This you can change at any time. In real production, you're probably going to want 500 images, maybe 1,000, whatever you want. Okay. Now let's work on our dependencies. So first, we're going to have to bring in our file system. So let's require our file system. Functions will be equal to, we're going to require in our Firebase functions. And then we will have Firebase, which will be equal to, well, we first have to require, and that's going to be from Firebase admin. Okay. And then we will do Firebase dot, got to initialize our app, just like we did on the front end. Then we can do const our database, Firebase dot database. That gets us a reference to our database. Let's get a reference to our storage. Well, first required in, require storage. We can have a const so we'll need new storage, and then AutoML and then we will have an AutoML client, which is equal to new AutoML dot AutoML client. Okay, so we've added a whole lot of things in here, but this was just to get our dependencies up and running and kind of setup of things that we're going to be using. Next, we will be working on creating our functions, and let's get diving into that next.